Okay. Is everybody on? Who we missed anybody yet? Hello. Let me move Lisa over.
Oh, you can move people?
I can move them over to panelists. I have the power. Murray's already told you.
I think I can do that too, but I don't know enough.
If only I could do this freely on 81 when the left lane drivers are in my way, I would be doing great.
Great.
Well, looks like we've got did Liza make it over on the there she is. Yay, everybody. Well, welcome to session 5. We're going to talk about marketing, promotions, and customer service tonight. As always, before everybody mutes their devices, it would be good if you could share with our presenter tonight, who is Michelle Workman with the Virginia Tourism Corporation. We've known each other since she started back in 1820 or 6 years ago, and have worked together a lot. The Virginia Tourism Corporation does a lot in Southwest Virginia, providing resources and assistance. But before Michelle tells a little bit about them, how about we go around the Zoom monitor and each person tell a little bit about, let her know what your plans are, kind of do your 30-second business pitch, because next week you're going to do it for real. And I know everybody's excited about that. So, Latasha, you want to start?
I sure can.
Okay.
Hi, Michelle. My name is Latasha Underwood, and I have done vinyl T-shirts and graphics since I was a freshman in high school. So now I am bringing it to the table as a business. I'll be up at Riverside Drive beside of Brian and beside Eliza in the bakery. Also, other than vinyl shirts and decals, I'll be doing sublimation printing and small embroidery.
Okay. Ryan, do you want to share?
Sure. I am Ryan Kane, and I am the owner of Kane's Computer Clinic in Grundy, and we have been here since 2011, I think. And we kind of do residential and business IT work and security systems, and we have a cell phone business as well. So,
okay. Mike, you want to share?
Yeah, I'm Mathis. I'm starting up a mobile blasting business. It's kind of like a sandblasting business that I can take to the customer. I can strip automotive, anything that has paint on it, pretty much I can strip. I can do masonry, block, just about, like I said, just about anything you can think of that has paint on it, and rust.
Cool.
Okay. Liza?
Hi, I'm Liza King, and I am one of the owners of the Sweet Treats Bakery here in Grundy. I'm next to Latasha and next to Ryan, and we are hoping to expand and just keep this little business going here in the county. That's about all I have for today.
Okay. David?
Hi, David Rose. We're going to do a ATV, UTV repair shop, and we're going to be able to house some ATVs and UTVs and campers, and we're going to do a recovery system for the Ridgeview trails and Coe Canyon trails, and also we're going to have a guide system where we can, the out-of-towners come in, we'll be able to guide them on the trails. And also, we're going to do a little go-kart track where we can rent some go-karts where they can come up and have birthday parties or whatever. But that's our plans.
Oh.
Looks like the only one so far is 460 Produce. She may be running a little late. I'm keep looking to see if any other participants have joined on, and I haven't gotten any emails. If anybody has her contact information, if you want to drop her a note to say, hey, are you unable to join us, let me know, and I will we'll make arrangements. So and Michelle, when Sherry comes, or her husband, we will hopefully before we end this session tonight, we'll let her introduce what they're doing. But
Okay.
I'm going to turn over the screen control and mute everybody, and you may have to unmute yourself. But as always, if you have questions or anything, we'll make sure we get those. You can put those in the Q&A or in the chat section at the bottom, or if you want, just I'm sure, Michelle, you don't mind answering the questions as you go along. You can make that decision. But so I am muting everybody and turning it over to you.
Hi, this is the first girl.
Whoops. Wait.
Sandy.
Gotcha.
Talk. Okay. I'm Michelle Workman. I am a destination development specialist for Virginia Tourism. Hello. We are Virginia State Tourism Office, and I actually get to live and work in this beautiful region. I live in Bluefield, so I'm sad I didn't get to make the trip over to speak to you in person, but as you know, we're in a very uncertain time right now and crazy time. So I'm going to turn on my presentation, and feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question and interject. I'm fine with that. Let me get to here we go. Can everyone see that okay? Okay, all right. So like I said, I work for Virginia Tourism. So Virginia's for Lovers is a lot of times what I tell people where I work, because that brand has been around since 1969. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary last summer to be exact. So we're continuing on with this brand, and it's very popular. So I kind of wanted to address what we have going on kind of right now. As you all know, we are in a pandemic, state of emergency, shelter in place, all kinds of things. So we have a resource page on our website. It's the COVID-19 Industry Response Toolkit. And I have the link down at the bottom, and you should be able to get that on your slides that Sandy shared as well. But we have a kind of guidance from the CARES Act to research to kind of our messaging and content, the brand response we're currently working with. We have all sorts of business assistance resources, case studies, other state agency resources. So whether or not you are a tourism affiliated business or not, there you should be able to find any kind of resource you need. We're continually adding to this as we're finding things that are relevant to all businesses. We also update the governor's releases every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday too, so you can find all that on here as well. But I kind of just wanted to address this right now, since this is kind of all at in our lives right now and for the unforeseeable future. And then I kind of wanted to share this is the brand message that we have decided to put out in response to everything going on right now. Obviously, it's not responsible of us to be promoting travel. So this is where we're at. We have this beautiful graphic on our Facebook page. It's We'll Be Waiting. It's what we're calling the campaign. But we just have beautiful scenic images with no people, just to hopefully inspire people as they're looking to plan their trips when this is all over. And if you are more than welcome to use any of this toolkit for this, it is in our brand toolkit, which is on that COVID resource page. So if you have any images you'd like to overlay this We'll Be Waiting for You campaign on, you can do that. It's all there. Okay, so now that we've covered that, I'm going to kind of hop in to the marketing plan and talk through the basics of a marketing plan. I have notes, which is a little different than what I usually have. So looking at developing a marketing plan, you're really going to answer 6 key questions when you're developing your plan. So what are you trying to accomplish? Who's your target audience? What message will move that audience? How are you going to deliver that message? You're going to look at your resources, and then how are you going to measure that campaign or what you're doing? So let's go into your first question. What are you trying to accomplish? Obviously, you want to get potential customers to come to your business, whether that's come to your business, visit your website, become a Facebook fan, that's really going to depend on what that piece of marketing or advertising is doing. It's going to have a call to action. You're going to want to build brand awareness. So you are going to want people who come to ride the ATV trail to know that you have that shop nearby. If they get stuck, you'll come recover them. Or if you have someone coming to camp at Southern Gap and they would like a guided tour, you're going to want them to know that you offer that service. You're going to want to educate your audience about your service, and you're going to want to become known as the best bakery, for example, in Buchanan County. The biggest, the cheapest, that may be whatever you want to become, and you want your customers to know you as. Who is your target audience? And this can get a little tricky. You're going to find a lot of research when you're doing your business development plan with a small business center. If you're working with them on your plan, there'll be some research so you can go into that. And I'll talk a little bit more, but this can be by the demographics of your customer base, by where you're located. You may be thinking you're going to pull from 50-mile radius by the customer's wants and needs, or who are they now and who are they in the future? Business is always changing. Currently, things are changing daily, hourly, with everything going on, especially right now. So, like I said, where are you going to find this information to develop your target audience? You are going to do the research in your business plan. You can actually look at surveys to your customers. You can look at reaching out to clubs, whether you are that ATV business. There are plenty of ATV clubs that you could reach out to and poll about the services you offer. You could ask your competition. Sometimes your competition will be willing to share that information with you. It doesn't hurt unless you ask, honestly. And then thinking of, are you going to advertise in different kinds of platforms like magazines, other media services? You can also ask the profiles of their readership. So those are kind of some ways that you can figure out who your target audience is. And how are you delivering your message? So these are all the different vehicles you use, whether that is from your digital marketing side of the website, your search engine optimization, which I'm going to talk about more in a little bit, a public relations campaign, social media, blogs, trade shows, e-newsletters, and going back to public relations. So thinking through earned media that you could get, you staying in touch with your local newspapers. Are you doing something great for the community? Are you having a special sale? Making sure you are getting that information to those local media partners and getting that coverage that you could pick up without having to pay for. And then thinking through your resources. How are you going to accomplish this? Obviously, you're going to need money to pay for a lot of those platforms, but thinking through, you have friends and family. Do you have a son who's a teenager who is really good at computers? Can he help develop your website? Are any of your employees really good at Instagram? Partnerships with other businesses, local, state, and federal assistance. I'm here to help. I can help with marketing tips, or I can connect you to the right person if you're looking for someone to help design a website. And then you have Mary here with the chamber. Sandy with VCC is very knowledgeable on all the things, especially with technology. And then other business associations that you may have in Buchanan County. And then last, how are you going to measure your success, and is your campaign working? So you have electronic marketing tools, your data collection, research mechanisms, and that can include hashtags. Are you going to have a special hashtag on social media? Could you track that and see if it's seen an increase in usage? A coupon code. Are you going to send out a special kind of pamphlet or something on Facebook that has a coupon code that's unique to that ad? A QR code, same thing. Are you sending out direct mail that could have a special QR code, and that's going to direct someone to a special URL? So you can have different URLs that are unique to your advertising opportunities, and that you can make sure they're going to that call of action and kind of track how they're hearing about you. A survey with your customers, that's all still an option. And then tracking zip codes. I know that seems really basic, but a lot of people still do it. It's great to kind of figure out where you're pulling your customers from. Informal questioning. So whether your customers are coming in and you're just asking, hey, how'd you hear about us? Thanks for coming. And then looking at your sales data. Does anyone have any questions? That's your 6 questions for marketing plan.
You got to unmute if you want to ask a question. You can do that though yourself.
If not, I'll keep going and you can ask a question later.
I don't have a question, but I do have a suggestion. Like my Facebook, I actually have a group, and I did go to my insights, and I did find that I had people in Texas, Ohio, I think Arizona, and Kansas in my group that I didn't even know that were in the group. Yeah.
And we'll talk, well, that's good to know too, but we're going to talk more about Facebook. But yes, thinking through, you can have like a special little VIP on your social channels that you can offer special discounts to as well. But yes, that's great though. And I guess they've ordered from you maybe, or they haven't really. So
Nope, they haven't yet, but they still interact with my posts and the surveys and stuff that I do. So that gives my group a bigger rating. So.
And obviously someone, either they found you randomly or someone they know or you know maybe added them. So that's also great because you're getting a word of mouth spread, which we'll talk about as well. All right. And then as you develop your marketing plan and you think it's complete, it's never complete. It may be complete for a second, but things are always changing. Your business may be growing. You may be going through a global pandemic. So just thinking through that, the research may change, economic factors, kind of like I just mentioned, technology, social media is changing every day. I am going to talk about social media more in depth, but that's always changing. The algorithms on Facebook and Instagram are always changing. So that's something you always have to look at. And then just thinking through, we're going to talk digital methods really heavy, but the traditional methods still go into play, like direct mail may still be good for your customer base, sales and promotions, referrals, phone calls, brochures, rack cards. Those are still great. If people are out, they can pick that up and you can have a special QR code and you can see and track and see if that's working. And then a business card with your call to action. So if you're just meeting someone at Walmart and they're like, hey, I like your shirt, you can give them your business card. So those traditional methods are still successful and they still work. But just to chime back on the direct mail piece, we did a campaign 2 years ago and it was called Crush Friday. And it was to try to influence people to spend a 3-day weekend versus like a long week vacation. Because we have realized that millennials are more likely to take shorter trips more frequently than longer trips. So we actually did a direct mail campaign targeted to millennials for that in the DC market, because it has been found that millennials actually like direct mail. We get a lot of junk mail in our email. So we sent out some really cool little pieces of stuff and it seemed to be successful in that campaign. Okay, so this is just another random thing. This is kind of a business who took advantage of a current event. So just keep that in mind. You can take advantage of current events. So this was a snowstorm. Stamford Winery is actually located in Patrick County. This image went viral for him. This is a snowstorm map, obviously, I think. So if you're in the red, you are probably going to get like a foot of snow. So you need a case of wine. And then going out, you need less and less wine from Stamford Winery. But just keeping in mind, using current events on your social and your digital platforms are a great idea to kind of jump into what's going on, and you never know, it may go viral. Okay, so digital marketing. I know some of you are existing. How many of you have a website? No hands? No hands. Great. I was going to say, I can see some hands. I can't see everyone. I can only, hold on. Let me see. Let me move y'all over here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to kind of talk more about websites if you don't have one. Social media, e-newsletters, maybe updating that once a month if you have an e-newsletter and you're seeing success with that with your current business, and then search engine optimization we'll talk about. So let's talk websites. This is one that I always get when I'm working with small businesses is they don't know how to make a website. Some places do charge a lot of money for a website. So before my last business challenge, I did a deep dive on some website and website development. I don't know if anyone's familiar with any of these, but these are a lot of the platforms you can find online. Wix and Weebly apparently are pretty user-friendly and less complicated. And then you have your WordPress, Squarespace, and BoldGrid. I've never even heard of BoldGrid. They're very cost-effective. They have templates that you can actually just select and kind of plug and chug and upload pictures. Some of the prices is for free to a month, or like up to $40 a month to help, manage your website. They can help you actually get your domain and renew it as you need to. But these are just great resources if you are looking to develop your website, or like I said, you may have a young son, young daughter who could do this for you. And then social media. Is everyone on Facebook? Hands raised? No. Yes, maybe. I was like, I can see hands for the most people. So Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all the things. We're realizing this is kind of the purest form of PR, because it's about people usually talking about you when they're reviewing your business, and it's about fostering conversations with your customers and having your customers tell you what you're doing right, and have your customers telling potential customers how great you are. So social and digital are great cost-effective ways to help market your business. So we're going to keep talking about some of the different ways you can do that. Let's see here. Like I said, it's not about you. It's about getting people to talk about you and having your customers sell for you. So this is just something I came across when I was preparing. It'd be great for kind of any business if you have a cash register or counter. If you want to get people talking about you, they could check in at your business. Maybe if they do that and they show you, you could offer them a little discount. But it's a great way to kind of get your name out there amongst your audience. And then, does everyone have a Facebook for Business page yet? Yes, no? Yes, okay, Ryan does. So this is just a general kind of overview of what a Facebook page for business does look like. So you have your page, your cover photo, your profile pic. You can do different tabs. You have the timeline or the news feed. So this is just a general overview. I have done workshops where people were not familiar with Facebook and they'd never used it before. So just having this general overview has been helpful. And then what is your Facebook strategy? So this is our strategy for Virginia's for Lovers. It's to generate interest in the Virginia travel product by engaging consumers with beautiful imagery, compelling headlines, and brief descriptions, ultimately directing consumers to the content, which is our website, to plan a trip. So that's our general purpose for our Facebook page. And if you ever go look at it, we do beautiful imagery, linking you to our blog so you can plan a trip. So that's really kind of how they operate our Facebook channels and our other Instagram and all our social channels. So thinking it through, it can also be how you build your customer relationships. It can offer them inspiration for projects, building brand exposure, driving traffic to your website, driving traffic to your business. So you can have all sorts of different purposes and strategies. And then here's just kind of a sample of a post that we've done. We usually do a link and then remove the link, and you have the image with the big picture. That's how we kind of do our shared and our sponsored post. And then the one thing that I do love about Facebook when it comes to marketing, and I don't know how many of you have done advertising on Facebook, it's very cost effective, but it's great because you can narrow down your target audience by what they like on their Facebook profile. So, or their location. So we have our target markets, which are Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, North Carolina. And then you can do it by age range. You can do it by, are they male or female? You can do both. And then you can pull their interests. So if you are the ATV shop, you could do ATVs, scenic views, that kind of thing. If you're the bakery, you can do maybe search their interest as food, foodie. You can add that. And so that way you have the higher chance of popping up. and coming into their view and potentially coming to visit your business. And then this goes back to the customer service that I'm going to talk about in a little bit, and the word of mouth. But like I said, social media is a lot of times where a lot of people are getting their information, and monitoring the comments that people leave on your post. If they have a bad experience, just making sure that they know someone does care about their experience, and if something's wrong, you want to make it right. So, and they know someone's actually monitoring what goes on their feed. Instagram. Who has Instagram? For business? No? Okay. I can only see myself and like 3 other people. So hold on. Who else is anyone else? Okay, there we go. Well, it's the 3 I can see are the ones on camera. Okay, so I'm going to kind of talk about the difference of Instagram personally versus professionally. Since a lot of people, I don't think, are using Instagram professionally for their business yet. I know some are, but some aren't. So there's two different things. You can do business or you can do personal. So the personal pros, you can make your account private. I don't know why you would want to make it private if you're a business. There's an authenticity factor because you're not paying to put your content out there. You can link multiple accounts to one Facebook page, and then you have a higher visibility because Facebook is owned, or Instagram is owned by Facebook these days. And they have made it clear that you value your friend's post over any post made by business. So the cons, there are analytics, there's no contact button, and there's no links within stories. The pros for a business account, it is free. There is a contact button, so you can put a phone number or email, and they can select that button so they can reach out to you. You do have analytics or insights like Facebook, since they're owned by the same company. You can promote posts. It's very similar. It's, I think, the same platform as Facebook, since they're the same. You can add links to your stories. So I don't know how many people follow bloggers on Instagram, but they have the swipe up feature. So that can take people directly to your business or what you were trying to promote. You can create ads. Like I said, it's the same tool as Facebook, and you can track those campaigns. The cons, you do have to have a Facebook page for your business. I got faces and slides. You do have to be labeled as a business, so there's different kind of categories under that business structure. And then, like I said, goodbye to your organic reach because it's a paid. So you may pop up on your followers' feed some, but unless you're paying, you're probably not going to be featured all too much. And just like we've been talking about with social, this is kind of another way. I know a lot of people get overwhelmed with social media. It is a cumbersome job. That's why having a social media calendar is great. So you can track any of your anticipated Facebook posts, Instagram posts, any public press releases you're going to be doing. If you're going to have the media come and do a story, you can track that on your calendar, any promotions you've decided to run for your customers, and then other scheduled strategies. So there are actually software out there that can help you do this. Here's kind of a list that I stumbled upon when I was doing research for this. I don't know if anyone uses any of these. I'm familiar with, I've heard Buffer and I've heard Hootsuite. There are some I think you can do for free, but there are some fees. But this is kind of a great way if you do want to kind of plan out your post. And then search engine optimization. Anyone familiar with search engine optimization? Anybody? Sandy is. I'm going to admit to you, I am not the SEO professional. So I will find someone who is. But search engine optimization is SEO, otherwise known as SEO. It's a very technical term, it sounds like, but it just means the words you are using to get found. Let me get to my notes. So it's the words you're using on your website to get found. 93% of website traffic is driven by search engines. So whether that's Google, Bing, can't think of any other search engines. Feel free to chime in if you know of any other ones. I feel like someone told me a weird one last time I was doing this and I had never heard of it. And 85% of searches are done on Google in North America. Who knew? And then relevant content is your number one driver for an effective SEO. So it is going to get you to the first page of search results if you have relevant content for what they're looking for. They love unique content, and that if they can find unique content that matches up to what that person is searching for, that is going to drive you to the first page of results. So how are you going to figure out what you need to put for your keywords to help you relevant? You can look at your competition. If they are popping up first or second, look and see what words they have that are pulling Google to pull them up at the top. Google has a keyword planner that you can use, and then there's another option of Neil Patel Uber Suggest. I've never used either of those. I don't have a website, but we have some great partners out there who are really good at SEO that I would be happy to connect people with if you have questions. And then this is just kind of a sample marketing budget. The last business challenge I presented at, this was a question by the businesses. They wanted to kind of understand how they should break down their marketing budget. So I pulled this as a sample. It's 45% digital, so your social, your Facebook, your website, e-newsletter, 20% advertising, 20% public relations, 10% printed materials, 5% trade shows. Obviously, this is not going to be the basic budget for everyone. It's going to depend on your business and your customers, but this is kind of a general guideline that I gave them. Now let's get into some common questions. If you have a Facebook page, I know a lot of people are like, well, when do I post? When's best to post? And I'm going to hop back to the analytics. So you need to look at your analytics and your audience. So Latasha, I'm going to call on you for a second. So when you look at your analytics, I don't know if you have a business page, but you have the group and it's very similar. You can see when those people are on the most, correct?
I didn't come across that part, but I'll look.
Usually, if you look in your analytics, you can, or your Facebook Insights, I think for check, I have one. I could look and see, but you should be able to see like when there should be a bar graph somewhere that shows you like when your posts are viewed the most, which is a great way to kind of track and see like when your customers are on Facebook. And then just a general rule of thumb, this is what we follow at Virginia Tourism when we're posting. We have found Saturday and Sunday mornings the best, and then evening. But as I mentioned earlier, things are always changing. Social media is always changing. The Facebook analytics, the Instagram analytics. So you never know things. But, and then this is just a general chart I found that says when is best to post. This says Facebook. What day does this say? After 8 on Thursdays. I don't know why it's just Thursdays, or that's the best day. The best day to post is Thursday, and then after 8 is the best time. So that's kind of like I said, evenings after dinner. LinkedIn is 9 a.m. Instagram is 7 p.m. Pinterest. Does anyone else wake up in the middle of night and look at Pinterest? No, just me. I'm just kidding. Not me. But yeah, so they're saying Pinterest is one idea. I guess those are the people who are looking for projects in the middle of the night. And then how often should I post? That's a question we get a lot. Obviously, you are a small business. You do not have time to be posting every 3 hours every day of the week, unless you are taking a day a month and scheduling that out. For us as an agency, we have a dedicated social media person. We post 2 to 3 times a day, at least 4 hours apart. But like I said, we have a dedicated staff member who does social media. We recommend smaller offices maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and then larger offices once a day. So as long as you're staying active on your social channels and posting a few times a week, I think that is adequate. than Facebook ads? Are they worth the money? Like I said earlier, it is one of the most cost-effective ways that you can actually target your target audience these days. And as long as the post is engaging, it will get likes. So we have found that Facebook is a great way to spend money. We even have some co-op programs if you are a tourism-related business that will give you some money back on that. Any questions on social, digital, all the things? No? Okay.
If I have found that correctly, my best days is on Monday at 11 a.m.
Oh, see?
Who knew?
I mean, I get tired of working at 11 a.m. sometimes on Mondays. Just kidding. You know, but so you can look at that, and it should be the same on like a business page. We have a business page. But I think a group, how many people do you have in your
410.
Okay, I do think there is a threshold that you have to have before you start getting analytics. I think it may be like, I don't remember because they haven't always on groups. I do like that you can also schedule posts on groups.
Yeah.
I think I forgot to say that on my scheduling section. You can schedule your post on Facebook on the business page. Okay.
Which I find that so much easier. If you've got a slow day or on the weekend or Sunday after your nap, you can go ahead and just schedule everything for a week, or I even do it for a month or so in advance if I have the time.
We have partners, Sandy will know, Cora and Giles. She dedicates a day a month to scheduling posts, to updating listings on our website. But she tries to dedicate one day a month because she said if she doesn't do that, it just doesn't all get done. And when you're an office of one, it's very hard. Okay, so customer service. So everyone has had a terrible experience at a business, obviously, a restaurant, a business. And, you know, I've had great experiences too, but for some reason I feel like when people have a terrible experience, that's when they're more likely to tell everyone it was terrible when not together. Anyone else agree? No? Yes? Yes? Okay. I'm getting nods. So word of mouth is now on steroids because people can literally be at the restaurant table or be in their car as they leave the store and say, I just went to blah, 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 and it was the worst blah, blah, blah I've ever had in my life. And then all their friends know. And they can have 500. I think my husband has 2,000 Facebook friends. Don't know who all they are, but it's now on steroids is kind of what we say. So word of mouth is really the most effective form of marketing. People are going to buy from brands they trust, from people they trust. So if I know Sandy, here we go, Sandy, you love your Roomba.
Actually, Roomba is in there working now, and I think I might have to close my door to my office if she gets too loud. But I couldn't imagine life without her. And her name's Bessie.
Yes. So Bessie, so I have heard all about Sandy's Roomba to the point where I was like looking to buy a Roomba. I haven't bought it yet, but when and if I decide to, I'm going to ask Sandy because I know she's had a great experience with Bessie. So that just goes to show you that, you know, I'm more likely to buy something that I know someone else has and loves. And then because according to the stats I found, people are 20% likely to buy it from an ad or self-proclamation versus 90% if they buy it from a recommendation from a friend or a family. And just thinking it through, you know, social is now our form of face-to-face interaction with some people. So if we're having a bad experience, I don't have to see you face-to-face. You have to tell me. I can just post it or send you a message, and you are very aware of the experience that I had wherever I was at. Okay, so good customer service. It's going to encourage word of mouth, good word of mouth. It helps with repeat visitation because if I had a great meal at a restaurant, I'm going to go back and get probably that same meal at that restaurant and take my husband or take my parents if they come to visit. It can be a low-cost way to help increase profits. So if people do have great experience, obviously that does come to repeat visitation. slash purchases or having their friends come. And then if it's done right, it can actually increase your employee morale. So other strategies for customer service: offer solutions if possible. Provide a little something extra or unexpected, and then hiring the right people. So thinking through the offer solutions if possible. So there are two types of dissatisfied customers. You have walkers and you have talkers. So your walkers are the ones who leave, have that bad experience, and post it and tell their friends. Then you have your talkers who tell you why they're having a bad experience and give you the opportunity to fix it and solve the problem. So, and hopefully that would lead them to repeat visitation, and you're fixing the problem. So hopefully they're not telling their friends they had a bad experience. And then having a plan. I come from the hotel background before I started with Virginia Tourism. So I was actually an assistant manager, and I did the customer service training for all of our employees. So having clear procedures, having a program in place, consistent training, and then like hiring the right people. I know from my multiple years of doing interviews with people, I could tell who would be a good employee and who would work well on the front desk and who wouldn't. And then a reward program. So we had a reward program at one of our hotels. So if a customer or a guest came up to me or came up to another supervisor and said, "That Nick down the hall is great," we would go give them money on the spot. Whether it was $5, $10, but still it kind of helped increase the morale and make them realize, yes, that's how you treat someone. If you do that right and we hear about it, or if they said their name in the survey, they'd get money. And then procedures, and then monitoring surveys. So we got surveys weekly. We reviewed them. If somebody said they had a terrible experience at check-in, you can go back and see who checked them in and talk to them and just make sure you're encouraging that good customer service to every one of your employees. And then looking at the time. Okay. About VTC, like I said, Virginia Tourism Corporation, does anyone have questions about customer service before I talk about us? No? Okay. Virginia Tourism Corporation. So I actually emailed Sandy. I don't know if she sent it out yet. If she hasn't yet, she will send it out afterwards. Some of the fact sheets I usually hand out in nice little folders when I'm speaking. So we have multiple different divisions in our agency. We have digital marketing, we have a public relations team, we have research, we have groups, meetings, and sports, the state welcome centers, which are going to be we have 13 state welcome centers. We have some grant funding opportunities with our marketing leverage program, international marketing, film office. We have 12 resources, 12 different divisions that can help you with different things. And there's more information on all those on the top 12 sheet you'll be getting. And then this is probably the most important thing for you to know about Virginia Tourism. Virginia.org is our consumer-facing website. So you can have listings on Virginia.org that are tourism related for free. So making sure you're setting up your listing on our website for free, putting in pictures, changing your listings as things change, making sure you're on our website. Because like I talked about search engine optimization, yes, you can do it yourself for your website, but we also pay into that for our own website. So if you're listed on our website, you're going to get the benefits of what we pay in for our search engine optimization. So it's going to pop you up at one of the top from our website. But yes, if you have questions about that, let me know. And then we can have many different types of listings. We have business listings, events. You can put events on there, different tours going on. If you have a meeting space, you can have a meeting space listing. If you're a wedding venue, weddings are huge for Virginia. You can have that as well. Any deals and discounts, even itineraries, you can work together with partners, and those can be listed as well. And that's all free. Development team. So I am a destination development specialist. This is what our team does. We do a lot of business development. So working with our entrepreneurs and our small tourism related businesses, tourism product development. So we are on the board for Spearhead Trails as an advisory technical assistant. I'm involved in the Clinch River Valley Initiative. I'm trying to think other ones that tied up. I am on the Elk Restoration Foundation board thing with DGIF. Mary knows what I'm talking about. The advisory committee, that one. We offer some financial assistance. So we do have a grant program that I'm going to talk about. We can be a liaison to any other agencies, whether that's BCC with Sandy, Small Business Development Center, Department of Housing and Community Development. We can be a liaison to any other state agencies. And we do have our marketing leverage program. That is our grant program. There's 2 tiers. There's a 1-to-1 tier match, and there's a 2-to-1 match. And it's to stimulate tourism marketing programs, and extend the Virginia's for Lovers brand. We offer 2 cycles a year. We are currently supposed to be in our spring cycle right now, but with everything going on, we are not doing that one. We hope to take those funds that are usually utilized in the spring program and turn them into a recovery grant to help our tourism businesses and tourism agencies re-enter when this is all over. So details on that to come. It is a partnership grant, so you do have to have 3 partners, 3 Virginia partners, and the minimum to be a partner is $250. But here's the 2 tiers. You'll have a fact sheet about this program and the information you're getting from Sandy that'll tell you more in detail. But the main questions it asks for the grant application are your general marketing fund questions. It can cover print, digital advertising, broadcast, creative cost, fulfillment costs, trade shows, any research associated with your project. It does not cover signage costs, promo, swag items, industry training programs, branding not associated with your programs, salaries, that kind of thing. And then anyone can apply. You don't have to be a locality or a DMO, which is a destination marketing organization. You can be a business, just a tourism business, and work with your chamber or your tourism director or any other business to be partners. And then the other key thing is you don't have to find money for your match. You can use your existing marketing budgets as your match. And then here's kind of other ways you can get involved. Using our brand, you can just go and request our brand on vatc.org. You'll get the toolkit and how you can utilize it. Joining our co-op program, we do have some great opportunities for tourism businesses with Facebook co-op, Instagram co-op, Google AdWords. And we're going to be doing some, I think, additional co-ops as we go into re-entry of the market after COVID-19. Advertising in our travel guide and our welcome centers. You can actually put your brochure or rack card in the welcome centers. I think it's $10 a month. So you could do that. If you are a tourism business, you can pick and choose which welcome centers you want to be in. Applying for a marketing grant. We also have an orientation that happens 4 times a year. They canceled the May one for obvious reasons, but we will, I think the next one's in September. It's in Richmond. It's 2 half days. Visiting our website, so vatc.org is our industry site, and then virginia.org is our consumer site. So most of our resources you're going to find on vatc.org. Signing up for our e-newsletter, and then establishing relationships with your divisions or reaching out to me if I can help with anything.
Questions for Michelle? Come on.
I hope it didn't go too fast for anybody.
I will get that support information out to you. When she said it, I don't remember attaching that to her slide, so I will get that out to everybody.
Everybody's muted.
Michelle.
Yes.
Could you go over the marketing grant one more time, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
So the marketing leverage program is what it's called. So like I said, we're not going to have one It was supposed to open, I think, Tuesday of this week. We're not going to have a spring round, but we should have a fall round. And then it's to stimulate tourism marketing programs. So let me just. So just thinking through, like, let's just talk for a sample for ATVs. You would need 3 partners. So you could be the lead partner. And then you would need 2 other partners. So that you could work with Southern Gap as a partner. You could work with Mary at the Chamber as a partner. You could see if Spearhead Trails would be a partner. Or Hayside, I know you mentioned Redgeview, but you would need 2 other partners to come in at a minimum of $250. So there's 2 different tiers. So you have your 1-to-1 match, which is your tier 1. So if you have a $5,000 marketing budget, I'm just going to throw that number out there. You would qualify for tier 1, and we would match the $5,000 if your application was good and scored high. So another thing to note that I did not mention is we actually offer a draft review when we do our grants. So about 2 weeks prior, I think, to the deadline, we have a draft review. And if you get your application in with that draft review, our staff will look at it and tell you what you need to enhance or strengthen on your application to help increase your chances of getting funding. And like I said, you can use your existing market budget as your match. And then you have 18 months to fulfill anything in your grant. All of it's reimbursable. So you will submit ads or anything to our office to be reimbursed with like voided checks, just so we know you paid for them. And then the other thing is you do have to utilize our brand on anything that we're reimbursing you for. So we have Virginia's for Lovers, that's our brand, but we actually also have sub brands. So we have Virginia is for ATV lovers, I think is out there. Virginia is for outdoor lovers. Virginia is for mountain lovers. We even did Virginia's for Spearhead lovers for a few things that we've done with them. So as long as you have a logo that's been approved on those pieces, that can qualify. And the other thing is our co-op program, that any of our things that we offer. So the co-ops program, if you do Welcome Center placements, that can all be in your application as well. So you're kind of double dipping because you're getting a discount already on some of those co-op opportunities, and then we'll give you money back on the grant. Trying to think if I missed anything. And then covers most of your basic marketing expenses. It can cover website development, digital, social media campaigns, and that's the other thing you can tie in with our social media co-op. And I think you get, I think it's like spending 1/4 of what you would otherwise if you reimburse for everything and do the co-op. But I'd have to double check. Did I answer your question?
You did. Thanks.
Okay. And like I said, you'll also be getting a fact sheet on the program when Sandy sends everything out. And if you have questions, just feel free to holler at me. I'm happy to help, or I'll connect you with Angela or Steve in our office who really know that program like the back of their hand, and they're the ones who really manage it. So.
And David, I think you could really put your money to good use by doing the co-op than doing it on your own, because I think the ads, you would cover more ground and you wouldn't have to pay as much doing that collaboration.
Right. Yep.
I know, I'm trying to think who's gotten the grants in the past. Southern Gap, I think, got one maybe within the past 2 years. Scotty with Buchanan County Tourism is familiar with the program as well.
But I think people are seeing now printed is not as effective as some of the social media platforms, because it's cheaper. You have control of the content and you can change it. Because when that goes to print, you've got that and you got to live with it for months or years. So I would encourage that. And I just find that social media allows you to build those relationships with your customers or your potential customers that way.
Yeah, it never fails. As soon as like a partner prints something like a brochure, something closes. It always happens, or like something changes, an event changes. But yeah, like the rack cards, those can be done pretty cost effectively. And the placement at our welcome centers. So I'm just thinking which ones would be relevant. We have Rocky Gap, which is coming in from West Virginia into Blaine County. Lambsburg coming up from Charlotte in 77. And then we have, so you have 3 welcome centers in the Southwest footprint. I'm trying to think. And then they also do placements you can do placements in the safety rest areas as well of brochures. I think we handle that too. But just thinking through the ATV traffic, it may not be a bad idea to put your if you do recovery or guided services. When you say out of curiosity, when you say guided services, are you going to drive their ATV, or are they going to follow you with their ATV?
They're actually going to follow
Okay.
a couple guys that I have in line that,
Okay.
it could be a 2-hour tour or 4 or 8 hour.
Well, and that's a great idea. We've actually brought our staff down. We had about 20 of us come down, I think, to Mountain View when it had first opened 4 years ago. And that was one thing that we came out of with promotions and promoting it out to people. Some people aren't comfortable just driving out by themselves. So that's a great service you're offering.
Something too that was not touched on, and Mary, you might could answer. In the town of Grundy, or even in the county, do they have any sign ordinances? She's doing something else.
Mary.
But that's something. She's yeah. But that's something you might want to look at. I'm sure that Ryan, you've already in your business, about that, and but something worth looking at. And then we've talked about the legal issues. If you put that sign on the side of your vehicle and it's your personal vehicle, now that becomes a business expense for business use. Any other questions for Michelle before we let her go?
And just if you have questions, or if you come up with something later, hold on. My email address and my phone number. So if you need anything, or as you start to open your business and you want to have a sit down, or if you want me to have a sit down once we're out of lockdown and can be with humans again, I'm happy to do that. Or I have Zoom, so I can set up Zoom calls if you have questions. I'm happy.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you. So do I just?
Yeah, you could just say stop sharing.
Okay. Oh,
and what we will do is, Michelle, if you want to go off, we want to talk a few things out with the group before we end.
About me,
if
Sandy.
That would be okay. Nope. You can't be. You can't be on it. It's all about you. But thank you for your time. I know you've got a little one to take care of, so
she's contained elsewhere.
Okay, good. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.